So I went to Yale, and I took this fantastic English course from this guy named Paul Fry. I was a freshman, and he would not give me the goddamn A. Okay, he would not. I'd never had a B in my life. He would not give me an A. Paper after paper after paper. So at the end of the first semester, I went to his office hours and said, Professor Fry, come on, what is this about? He goes, dude, he didn't actually say dude, that's my paraphrase. He said, you're like writing these papers like it's for an assignment, like it's your job to write the paper. You're not selling me on your idea. And he said, every piece of writing, every piece, is fundamentally intended to be persuasive. An ad, a poem, a lyric, a medical document, a piece of reporting in a newspaper. Ultimately, you are selling the reader on your version of events. And I don't think you're trying to convince me of anything in these papers. You're not trying to persuade me of your point of view in these papers. Greatest advice I ever got. And now, this is especially useful to me as a critic for the Times, because every single week my job is to persuade you that I'm right. You know, this thing sucks, even though it has millions of advertising dollars from Microsoft. This thing's great, even though you've never heard of it, and it's a little company that everybody had left for dead. Every week I have to persuade you, or I've wasted your time, and I'm a failure. So especially as an opinion columnist, and you can go back in the archives and look at every single thing, every blog post, every email newsletter, every video I've ever done, you will see that underlying it is me trying to persuade you. And I think that is a key thing that has to do with my arts training, my dramatic background. Theater is also trying to sell you on the character, on the story, on the motivation. The effectiveness of a piece of theater is, were you moved? Were you invested in the story? It's exactly the same persuasive technique. And I would argue that even when you're writing a factual news article, your job is still to persuade the reader that this is the way it went down, and the things that are important about the story are the things that you're saying are important about the story. So anyway, I love that guy, and I love that piece of advice.
The preceding program was produced on LSU's campus by the Manship School of Mass Communication and the Riley Center for Media and Public Affairs. The Manship School serves undergraduates with programs in journalism, advertising, public relations, and political communication. For more information about the school, visit manship.lsu.edu.